Good Friday the 13th morning. I'm Matt Carothers, and welcome to another installment of everybody's favorite 30-minute horse racing program. Those of you watching right now, ask any of your friends that are racing fans, what's your favorite 30-minute horse racing program? It'll be consensus. It's this program once a week. It's Blinkers Off. Oh boy, do we have a lot of show ahead. I mean, there is a lot of meat to this baby today. We got some great handicapping towards the end of the show, but I can't wait. I can't control myself. I want to get right to the co-host who joins us right now from Hot Springs, Arkansas, the new voice of Oaklawn Park, Frank Mirahmadi. 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 Frankie, how are you? How are you?
Let's just keep the show going in that direction. Just keep echoing, baby.
You know, again, yeah, congratulations. You found out about getting this gig a while ago, but now that it's finally here, it's got to be pretty exciting for you. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but this is the biggest day of your professional life. Are you aware of that?
There's no question. This is what it's all about, Matt. I'm so excited to be here, and it's been a whirlwind. I've been here for a couple of weeks in Arkansas, and I'm just ready to get going. I want to apologize to the viewers. I didn't have a chance to purchase any makeup just yet, so you're seeing me as I am.
You look great. Where are you located right now? Are you in the announcer's booth, or where are you?
I'm about 10 feet away from the announcer's booth. This is the area where we will conduct our pre-race show, so to speak. And
you're involved in that too.
Pardon me?
You're involved in that as well.
Yes. Okay, that's a tradition here. That's a tradition here. They've Terry Wallace, of course, the announcer for 37 years, always gave his selections, Terry's prognosis, if you will. And so they've asked me to do that, and I will be giving quote-unquote check marks in every race here.
Let's get to Mr. Wallace, the Hall of Famer, called there for 37 years, called 20,191 consecutive races, which is absolutely insane, total gamer. I heard him call over the years. We could barely speak. His laryngitis was so bad. He ended that streak last January, I believe. You called a race for Terry. Have you talked to him? Have you talked to him a lot over the last couple of weeks?
Yes, we've had some time to spend together, and what he told me, he was just trying to make me feel as comfortable as possible. And he told me, look, this is a track that is welcoming a person who has followed a legend, and that's what happened with him. Chick Anderson was the track announcer before him, and then he came in, and he said that there was a very smooth transition, and of course he has tried to be as kind and gracious as possible, which is what Terry Wallace is all about. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met in the horse racing business, and the fun part for me, Matt, has been that I've been interviewed by news stations, radio stations, newspapers, and the thing that's nice is when I say the kind words about Terry, it's exactly from the heart. I've experienced working with him. When I was at Louisiana Downs, they gave me publicity duties. He let me use all the material from Oaklawn. It's just the way he is.
And Frank, I think you're going to be the track announcer at Oaklawn for 37 years. And I think your call of the Arkansas Derby when you're 81 is going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. I'll be 80, I think, or 79, and we'll be doing this show probably before you call the Arkansas Derby that day. One last thing I want to cover. I've never been to Hot Springs, Arkansas. But, you know, racing fans around the country, they say, oh, I got to get to Keeneland. And you should, because Lexington's a great racing town. Oh, I need to get to Saratoga. You know, Saratoga, obviously a great racing town in upstate New York. Del Mar. I've had some friends that have told me they've road tripped to Oaklawn Park, Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's crazy. They say the whole town is just nuts about racing, and a pretty fun nightlife as well, from what I hear.
That's what I've heard. I haven't experienced the nightlife just yet, and hopefully I won't experience too much of that. I've got to stay focused. I have to keep my blinkers on here. I have to remember the task at hand, which is
even on blinkers off. You have to keep your blinkers on.
Some race. That's what I have to do.
Okay. All right.
But it is a great city. I've only been here twice, and both times, Matt, it was during weekdays, and the crowds were insane on weekdays. So I can't even imagine what it's going to be like.
And the weather is supposed to be great.
50-cent corned beef sandwiches.
What? 50-cent corned beef sandwiches?
Oh. Yeah, there's 6,000 pounds of corned beef on the grounds for tomorrow.
I love me some corned beef for pastrami. Yeah, and the weather is supposed to be real nice. I think about 50 degrees today, opening day, Friday. 60 degrees, I think, is the temperature you're expecting for Saturday's big day at Oaklawn Park. And we'll take a look at the meet highlights right now. And obviously, you have the road to the Kentucky Derby, which is as good here at Oaklawn Park as anywhere. Where you have the Smarty Jones. We'll get to that at the end of the show. Coming up on Martin Luther King Day this Monday. Then you have the Southwest on the 20th of February, the Rebel on the 17th, and the Arkansas Derby on the 14th of April. And again, that's a pretty good list, isn't it, Frankie? You have the Apple Blossom and the Oaklawn Park Handicap, and you just kind of go on and on and on. I think Caleb's Posse is expected to go. I mean, we're still a ways out, but I think they're targeting the Count Fleet also on the 14th of April.
And I have actually put in a special request to trainer Jeff Bondi to bring one of my favorite horses that I've ever watched, and that's Frumius, who has come into his own. He's a little under the radar, but he's very fast. A couple of wins in Southern California. So I wanted to make an international plea to George and Mary Claire Schmidt to bring Frumius here for the Count Fleet.
Yeah, I read that your racing secretary, I think his name is Pat Pope, talking about you have 1,500 stalls. You're going to be completely filled, full capacity. That's to turn some folks away as well. So you have some big fields as well, and just talked about those key preparations for the Kentucky Derby and recent winners of a Triple Crown race to run at Oaklawn Park. And the list is pretty significant, Frankie, and the list is full of runners that, you go back to Smarty Jones, not that long ago, 2004, a Fleet Alex. I mean, in terms of recency over the last decade, it's been as good as any racetrack in the United States in terms of getting horses to compete and compete well in the Triple Crown races.
And I was talking at a Chamber of Commerce function a couple of nights ago, and I said, look, we know how important this is to the community and to the state of Arkansas. Rest assured, Oaklawn is on the national and international stage. It's not a bunch of local hype. It's amazing what's happened here.
Well, those are great horses.
Going to continue.
Those are great horses. Curlin, Rachel Alexandra, a Fleet Alex, and Smarty Jones. I'm sorry, those are great horses. How about Zenyatta? What?
Don't forget Zenyatta in there. And Azeri.
That's right.
Those are the kind of names we've seen.
That's right.
Here.
In the Apple Blossom. Last thing, then when we get to the 5th season, the feature race today, opening day Friday at Oaklawn Park. A lot of our viewers, TVG viewers, we haven't had Oaklawn Park in a while. Some names maybe to look for. I know Wayne Lucas was leading trainer there last year. I wonder if I know you do a great Wayne Lucas impression. I'm not going to have you do it on the show right now. It's the new serious Frank Mirahmadi. But how about a rider or two or a trainer or two that our viewers should take note of?
If there's one trainer you really should pay attention to, a man who is ready to erupt this season, it's a very familiar name to the local people here, and that's Donnie K. Von Himmel. He is absolutely loaded. So, Matt, give special attention, and don't. And I know you don't ever worry if the price is too high, but for you chalk backers out there, he'll come with some prices too.
Yeah, well, he was on the network yesterday
very
as well.
Close attention.
So hopefully,
Donnie K. And let me.
Go ahead.
He was.
Go ahead.
No, tell me.
No. Hopefully we'll bring him some good karma as well. What were you going to say just now?
I was going to say in the jockeys deal, there are so many jockeys here. We have 45 jockey applications on file, so it's going to be interesting to see who steps up and who the contenders and pretenders are. So that's something that you're going to have an opportunity to get some value as you look, because you're going to see some unknown jockeys that get an opportunity here. This is the first time in decades that they have not missed one day of training since the track opened for training. So you have fit and ready horses here ready to go, and a lot of them have been working, and so hopefully those jockeys will get some opportunities. I
mean, we have so much to talk about. We're going to jump into the handicapping. The last thing I'm going to say before we really jump into this is I really like the Classics Pick 6 that you guys have at Oaklawn Park. I love the fact that it's for $1, and for those that are not that familiar with the Pick 6 pools at Oaklawn Park, they like to play the Pick 6 at Oaklawn Park. Not like Southern California, but you'll get some big carryovers, competitive race. You can play it for $1, and it doesn't matter how many races they run at Oaklawn Park. It's always races 3 through 8. Final leg of the Classics Pick 6 opening day is the 5th season. The features $75,000 event. We're going to take a look at the field, and speaking of value meter coming up with exchange betting coming very, very soon, and it happened again. Should be the favorite, is the favorite. Steve Asmussen, Maggie Moss, second start off a 5+ month layoff. Impressive win in the Claiming Crown Jewel at the Fairgrounds on the 3rd of December. Bullet workout at Oaklawn Park on my birthday, which was January 4th. This horse is the favorite. And Frankie, as we get to the value meter right now, I think 9 to 5 is fair value. So you might say, well, if you think this is the horse to beat, and you think 9 to 5 is fair value, why aren't you selecting it to happen again? And it's really simple. Part of your job as a horse player, as a handicapper, is try to predict what the off odds are going to be in a race. And to me, there's no way in you know what. It happened again, goes off at 9 to 5. This horse is a winning machine that loves Oaklawn, that's trained by Steve Asmussen, just looked very good winning a stake race at the Fairgrounds in his last start. I think he could be even money in this race. So I would back him at 9 to 5, Frank. But you're not going to get 9 to 5. He's going to be even money 6 to 5, isn't he?
he's going to take some serious money. But, Matt, we both like the same horse here, and that's on the bottom, Racing Brand. This is a horse who actually finished ahead of It Happened Again when they met at Prairie Meadows a few starts ago. Now, It Happened Again was a much shorter price, but both of these horses have 3 wins at the track, and the discrepancy in odds, I couldn't resist either. I went right to the bottom here. Racing Brand, I think, is the right horse to play, and that is good value at odds of 5-1 on the morning line.
So I lay it 8-5 or lower, and I'm pretty sure that will be the case. And doesn't Racing Brand just kind of fall into the perfect trip, kind of sitting second behind the 2-horse Richmond?
That's exactly how I was seeing it, Matt. I think this horse is going to be tough to deny in here, and It Happened Again could beat him, but it could go either way. I think if you were talking on the exchange, and maybe one that you might want to lay and even give a little better price, kind of dangle the carrot out there, maybe the 1 horse in here, Twice the Appeal. I would say 3-1 is far too low a price on this horse. He has been training, and Bondi did say that he has been training him hard leading into this race, but I just think he's facing a very tall order on the comeback to beat these sharp horses who like this track already. So I would be willing to lay 4-1 or even higher on Twice the Appeal.
I think I'm with you there. Hasn't raced in 8 months, 1 big win. All that earnings in the Sunderland Derby, which was a big win, but it wasn't really the strongest of races, even though that purse was $800,000, I believe. We're going to take a break in a minute, Frank. You get to enjoy picks recaps from last week. And I will tell you some changes. The one change on Blinkers Off, I was saying it a lot towards the end, 2011. I'm going to win place this year. I was sick of 30-1 shots earning second and paying $14 to place. And then I was thinking most of the tournaments in Vegas are win place. Most of them. So we're going to win place. And it helped me out tremendously last week when we did the show with Ray Pollock, who did a great job as well from the Pollock Report. And picks recaps. I know I had a winner.
How did you vote for him on his website? Did you vote that a star was born? What was your vote on his performance?
Well, he's been a star for years.
Oh, okay.
But now he's a TV star. He looks a little bit like Tom Brokaw, I think, in this picture, doesn't he? Can you see
Not
bad. Tom Brokaw. You probably do a good Brokaw impression.
Not yet. I've got to add that to the repertoire.
There we go. Second at 6-1. Win place. And there we go. I got a little win. Captivating Lass at 9-5. I did get a winner. And then we ran second at 11-1. So right off the bat, the new format helping advantageous for the ROI. Play the day. When we come back on NBC Nightly News, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got lots of races to discuss. First stakes race, Saturday's feature at Oaklawn. Dixie Bell.
Log in for TVG's Winter Toolkit. Account holders receive exclusive handicapping tools and wager rewards points for select races at featured tracks every weekend in January. The toolkit includes time-form star ratings and 1, 2, 3 selections, free PPs, TVG talent picks, and 5 times wager rewards points. Saturday, TVG's Winter Toolkit features Turf Paradise. Go to TVG.com for free handicapping tools this Saturday. TVG's Winter Toolkit.
I know I should have health insurance, but on my budget, I just can't afford it. I need help.
I design homes to protect people, but I can't afford health insurance to protect my own family. What can I do?
It's time to call ICANN, a name you can trust. If you've had problems affording major medical insurance or have been turned down due to health issues, you do have a choice. ICANN offers you options including association group insurance programs and major medical plans to meet your family's needs and budget, because nothing is more important than your health. No matter your income or your pre-existing condition, call ICANN right now. If you could save hundreds of dollars a month or thousands of dollars a year, this is a call you can't afford not to make. Tens of thousands have trusted ICANN with their family's health, and so should you. So don't wait. Call ICANN right now. When you call, ask your ICANN agent about programs that include access to doctors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from wherever you are. Don't wait. Call ICANN right now.
Could you use an extra $500 or $1,000 fast? Sometimes you need a little short-term help for bills, car repairs, or just some extra money until your next payday. You can get the cash you need fast, and it's so easy. Call now. Apply in 5 minutes and get an instant approval. Whether you've got bad credit or have been turned down by other lenders, call Payday Panda now. We work with over 60 lenders to match you with the one that fits your cash needs in one easy application. It's your money, so use it for anything you want.
Welcome back to a show that I feel pretty good about the first half of the program. I give it a 10 plus on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm Matt Carothers in the TVG studios in Los Angeles. He's the new voice of Oaklawn Park. He's Frank Mirahmadi, about 10 feet away from where he'll be calling races here in a couple hours at Oaklawn Park. And again, we just talked about the fifth season, your opening day feature. Now we're going to talk about the feature on Saturday at Oaklawn Park, the Dixie Belle 6-furlong event, 34th running of this event. And you're going to have a fast track today, Friday at Oaklawn Park, and I think you're going to have a fast track tomorrow, Saturday at Oaklawn as well. And Now I Know doesn't know how to lose. 5 for 5 in her career, Frankie. This isn't a negative, this is being a little nitpicky, but at 4 to 5, if you can see maybe a little chink in the armor, you have to go there. She goes wire to wire in the Delta Princess. I think, at first glance, people are going to look at that race and go, wow, she went 22-1, 46-3. 46-3 was actually very slow. The track was maybe the fastest track in the history of racing that day. It was ridiculous. Every horse who got to the lead won. By the end of the day, the riders started overcompensating for that a little bit, and then you had some horses off the pace. But there was a string of races there where you got the lead and you won. And I think Now I Know took advantage of that a little bit.
Matt, this is a filly who has obviously done nothing wrong, as you mentioned, but keep in mind, other than that graded stakes victory, you're talking about an Oklahoma bred who was facing some state bred company along the way. Yes, she's talented. Yes, she's untested, but do you really want to take 2 to 5 in this spot? To me, and I'm never afraid to take a short price. Not in this case. I just don't think the value is there whatsoever. Okay,
all right, well, where's the value? If there's value I guess if you think she's going to be 2 to 5, even in a 5-horse field, there's value everywhere else, and your selection
I'm going to take the 2-horse in here, Matt. I'm going to go with St. Louis City.
It's aggressive.
St. Louis City won her debut on a fast dirt track, jogged home by 5 lengths. She was immediately sent right into stakes competition in her very next start, and she did well. She ends up running second at Turfway Park. That was on synthetic. She comes back to the dirt. She comes back for connections that will be heard from early and often here at Oaklawn Park. Trainer Scott Becker and owner William Stiritz. And I think to be the 4th choice in a 5-horse field, I don't see her running 4th in this race, that's for sure.
Okay, I love it when you say jogged. It kind of sounds like the same cadence as diseased. Jogged.
I'll try to throw that into one of the races this afternoon.
A diseased or a jogged?
No, and I won't say diseased, but I'll certainly say jogged. By the way, I would be remiss if during this show, the man who actually helped me get on TVG for the first time celebrating a birthday today, I have to give some love out to Bob Baffert, celebrating his birthday right now.
Really, Baffert got you the gig here. Wow, I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was me.
Closer to 60.
I thought it was me the whole time. Amy's Dini is my selection in the Dixie Belle. She wins at 16-1 in her debut. She wins at 5-1. She crushes here at Churchill on the 26th of November. Final time, 9-4, geared down late, as you'll see here from John Court. There was a male equivalent race the same day at Churchill, male optional 75 for 2-year-olds that went the same time. That went 9-3, a 5th quicker, but Amy's Dini could have gone much faster. I just think she's on the improve. She doesn't get any respect. I think she's going to sit right off of Now I Know. She has that tactical speed with John Court. I like her to pull the minor upset, 3-1 morning line on my pick. As we go to our spotlight for Saturday, it's the Ruthless. By the way, I keep prefacing and saying Friday because this show does re-air. So Friday, I know in New York, very aggressive winds. I think Saturday, the weather is supposed to be a little bit more cooperative. And interesting race here, field of 10 in the $75,000 spotlight. And Agave Kiss, there's other pace in here, Frankie. But is the other pace in here, are they quick enough to pressure Agave Kiss, who is awfully fast?
Agave Kiss was beating up on state-bred company, my friend. It's time for open company here.
Yeah, I know.
And to me, this is a different kind of early speed. She hasn't been tested, but she's going to face some pressure, I think, in the early stages here. These are some young horses that have some early gas, and we don't know how fast they are, but I think now, when they get into this situation where it's a class test, the pressure will be on her. I think she's going to crack.
Okay, I'm telling you, her debut was quick, my friend. I mean, she went 9-3. A 2-year-old filly in her debut went as fast as what older males did in the $125,000 New York bred Hudson the same day. That was a quick race. And then again, I'll go geared down one more time. Last time for the show. I won't use it again. But in that last start on the 1st of December, yeah, I'm picking against her as well. Wouldn't surprise me if she won this race. I was looking for, I'll just get right to my selection. I kept looking for somebody who can come off the pace because it's hard to find that somebody. I ended up with the 7 Better Lucky, even though her final time of her debut was not that quick, 12-4. I mean, you can look at horses like Dance to Bristol and Well Kept, the 6 and the 9. They ran the same day. In the Pandera, a little stake race, they went 11-3. So she goes 12-4, but it was a speed favoring racetrack. She wins in hand. It was her debut. She can rate. I think she's going to improve in the second start. She'll improve in the second start of her career. She needs to. She has the running style that I'm looking for, and she's 8-1 morning line. And, you know, Ghost Zappers don't win at a real high percentage first time out. So I think that was a real good debut in which she aired at 6-1.
Matt, and she's beautifully bred, and if she passes this test, I almost picked her. I came very close
All right, you're
to
alternate
picking
pick.
her in here. And you know, her mommy, Sahara Gold, keep in mind, if she wins, you might see her silks turn to the Godolphin Blue in the future. But I went to Perennial Song. Ramon Dominguez sticks with her, and you've got a horse with a lot of ability, a little bit more experience. I like your pick as well, very much Better Lucky. To me, it was between those two.
Okay.
But Perennial Song wasn't tested at all at Parks. Last time in the mud, it was at least listed as a muddy track. Doesn't look that muddy here, but it was a race in which, you know, she really faced pressure for the first time in her career.
God.
I think with that race under her belt, she has an opportunity to step up. Now that she has kind of big league competition under her belt, I think she steps up and maybe just slightly faster than your horse.
It sounds silly. That's another reason to look at backtracks. Because sometimes you kind of disagree with track designations. I mean, yeah, that track did not look particularly muddy at all. And the horse that did beat her in that race was a Larry Jones runner who sat in the garden spot, had the perfect trip in that race. 5 minutes left in program. I look forward to this race every year because I get to sing Terrence Trent D'Arby, wishing well, kiss and tell. That's all I know, though, I think. And he goes, hey, doot, 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 doot. 6 furlong event. Producer Danielle screaming.
I can tell you this, Matt. When this song came on the radio, I didn't change the station either.
Okay.
I enjoyed it myself.
Yeah, okay. You're man enough to admit that. Some people would say, oh, I hated the song, but it was a guilty pleasure. And when they heard the song, they'd open the sunroof, put the window down, and blast it.
I don't know if I went that far.
You weren't that aggressive. Field of like 100 in this race. I'm not even sure how many horses are going in here. Let's just begin with my selection. Looking at our stage manager, Steve. Is that okay with you? All right, Steve says hello, by the way, Frankie.
Hello, Stevie.
Double Espresso hasn't raced in 14+ months. Why did I end up here? A, I didn't like anybody else in this race. B, I see informed. You know, I don't care about her record on synthetic. She's over 4 on synthetic because of who she's facing. I mean, she's 4th to informed decision, beating 3 lengths on synthetic. She can handle this group on a synthetic track at Turfway Park. She's training well. And my man Tom Amos's numbers are silly off of layoffs that exceed 6 months. The man's 11 for 25 in this department. So I ended up with Double Espresso off the long left. I didn't care for anybody else in this race. Did you?
I went to number 9, M. McGonigal, and only because since the comeback, really, she's shown some versatility, and I think she can win, but I'm not exactly overwhelmingly backing M. McGonigal, but that is who I picked.
Yeah, I looked at her for a long time, too. I kind of like your pick. 3rd off the long laugh, going the right direction. I just looked at her more as, you know, somebody had to get the lead in that last start, and the pace was pretty slow. She took advantage of it, and she won. She's going the right way, so you'll get a price there as well. Martin Luther King Day, great racing around the country. That is on Monday, Watch and Wager. Martin Luther King Day, Aqueduct, Oaklawn, Turf Paradise, Woodbine. That would be 3 days from today, 16th of January, TVG.com for more. And the Smarty Jones, we talked about some of the big 3-year-old races going to the Derby. This is the first one, 16th of January, $100,000 event. And the filly, On Fire Baby, for Gary Hartledge. You're there, obviously. You talked to the racing office. She goes, she's going to be your heavy favorite. I know they were thinking maybe Silver Bullet Day at the fairgrounds on the 21st of January, but they're going to run here?
They're going to take on the boys in this spot. And I've had a chance to actually meet Mr. Hartledge and hang out with him. He goes by the nickname Red Dog. That's how he's known around here. And she is training lights out over this track. And so this is a big test. It's early in her 3-year-old campaign to take on the boys, but he feels he has a legitimate Kentucky Derby candidate in On Fire Baby. We're going to find out the first phase of that this weekend if she's able to take care of the boys. But she is, the reason that they were leaving the option at the fairgrounds open was just in case there were weather conditions here. They want to run and they want to take on the boys right now.
Already a multiple Grade 2 winner. We showed you the win from the Goldenrod. Also won the Pocahontas at Churchill on the 30th of October. Just FYI for you, Joaquin in our research department thinks that Optimizer has a big chance because he gave me the past performances for Optimizer. Why? I'm not really sure. Play of the day for Saturday as we are inside the 2-minute warning. Where are you going?
I'm going to a race right here at Oaklawn Park. Just wanted to take a quick moment to tell the fans out there as well as TVG how grateful Oaklawn Park management is to have this coverage on TVG.
Good.
They're very well aware of the impact it's going to have on the meet. Second race on Saturday, I'm going to number 3, Double Rah-Rah. That is not a Swami angle because of the fact that I'm such a big Ed Burgard fan, and Rah-Rah is his nickname. This horse showed good speed for Jinx Fires in the debut.
You know everybody's nickname, don't you?
Might be long gone.
What was Gary Hartledge's? What was Gary Hartledge's nickname? Red Dog? Is that
Red Dog?
Red Dog. You don't call him that, do you? You say, hey, Red Dog.
That's what he wants. I asked him the other day. He said, call me Red Dog.
Has he ever met Sea Dog in graphics? Has he ever met him?
There you go.
Play of the day for me.
Sea Dog has a trainer to follow.
I'm going to go the most competitive race in New York on Saturday. That would be race number 6. Field of 12. How about Max's first towards the outside, the 12? Horse who's only won 4 times in his career, but he's amassed $176,000 earnings. So as we say, back class, beat cheaper at his last start, but I like that angle. You beat softer, you're back in good form, you have the back class to step up and make some noise. He's in for $7,500 for Ben Perkins, like Max's first at 10-1 morning line in the 6 in New York. Frankie, best of luck today. This isn't like you're new to this. You've been in the game for a long time. You've been the track announcer at some big venues like Hialeah. So we're all very happy for you. You're part of the TVG family, and go get them today.
I appreciate all the support. I want to thank everyone who's ever given me a job. And I want to thank Marcus Hirsch in the Daily Racing Forum for that very kind article in tomorrow's edition.
I read it. It was well done. And we'll be talking to you all day today here at the network. Frank Mirahmadi, new voice of Oaklawn Park on Blinkers Off. We'll do the show again next time. Next time will be Friday, January 20th.